Imagine you're sitting in a classroom in 2050 and your teacher tells you humans have been on Mars for 5 years. The future is closer than we think, and today's space decisions can help decide if that happens. According to NASA Moon and Mars Architecture from 2026, moon missions help us prepare for Mars missions. And these moon missions, such as Artemis 2 and Artemis 3, and the upcoming Artemis 4, help us prepare for Mars missions by teaching us lots of lessons, and they also affect science, jobs, tech, safety, and future space exploration. Today, I will persuade you that space travel should keep developing because it advances science, creates innovation, and prepares humanity for the future. Now, there are a few problems with space travel that we need to go over. They are cost, safety, and debris. As far as cost, missions cost billions and billions of dollars, and this comes out of government and corporations that need to pay this because of the extreme engineering challenges, the extreme labor requirements, and the extreme danger of space travel. According to NASA Impact 2026, NASA does create economic outputs and jobs, which can help go against some of the claims that people have about questioning the extreme amount of spending and can serve as a counterpoint. There's another issue of safety. This is a big one. According to NASA Human Spaceflight Hazards in 2026, there are five major astronaut hazards. They are radiation, isolation, low gravity, equipment failure, and water shortages. And we have learned of all of these from our time on the International Space Station, where we've gathered lots of evidence through research and testing. The last major issue is space debris. According to the European Space Agency's Space Environment Hazards from 2025, the space debris problem keeps growing and will continue to grow over time. As old satellites break up, rocket parts end up damaging new rockets that are being put into space, and space just becomes more and more cluttered and more dangerous as a result. And these problems, they come from how difficult and risky space travel is and will continue to be, and there are a few causes here. There are tech limits, human limits, and more space activity. As far as tech limits, rockets end up needing a huge amount of energy to get into space and to decelerate back into orbit, and this is an engineering problem. According to NASA Moon to Mars components from 2026, missions need many advanced systems. And even as we continue to innovate, this problem will not go away. Spacecraft must be able to survive the extreme conditions of space, such as leaving Earth's orbit and reentry. And then there are the human limits. The body reacts to microgravity, and then sometimes quite negatively, as we have learned from the International Space Station. And according to NASA Human Research Programs from 2026, space affects physical and mental health. Physical health, a good example would be radiation, which is a common space hazard, and isolation, another common space hazard, can affect the mental health of our astronauts. And finally, as far as causes, more activity in space, more satellites, more companies, more missions. These can cause a lot of crowding in space and increase the debris risk. And according to the European Space Agency's Environment Report from 2025, crowded orbits need stronger debris rules. And that will lead into my solutions. Since space travel has real risks and benefits, we should improve it responsibly instead of stopping it altogether. What are some solutions here? Safer tech, clearer rules, and useful research for the future. As far as safer tech, better rockets, better spacecraft in general, better emergency procedures. We can all use those and continue to develop them to make space safer for everybody. We can establish clear rules that companies and contractors and government agencies need to follow to reduce debris. We can protect astronauts and our space environment by introducing these clear, structured rules that everybody will abide by. And we can keep exploring. This will continue to drive incentive for companies and government agencies to continue to invest in space travel. We can make more discoveries and more tech that helps people back on Earth. We can prepare for future moon missions and Mars missions. And according to NASA spinoff from 2020, space tech benefits life on Earth. And a good example of this would be Velcro, which is originally designed for space travel, specifically on the International Space Station, but now benefit people living on Earth. There are a few problems, as I stated earlier, with space travel, cost, safety, and debris. And these have a few causes: tech limits, human limits, and more space activity. But if we focus on the solutions of safer tech, clearer rules, and useful future research, we can make space travel safer and better for everyone. Space travel really should continue because it advances science, innovation, and humanity's future. And if humans live on Mars one day, which will be an incredible future for humanity, it will be because we ended up making space travel safer and smarter than it is now, as we continue to innovate, as we continue to get better, as humanity continues to improve in this scary and frightening and amazing world of space travel. Thank you.